Welcome back to part 4. We're talking about updating your resume again. We want you to improve your resume with action verbs. And there's a very specific way to do that. Action verbs are one of the best ways that you can improve your resume. So if you use action points with the bullets on your resume, it not only communicates actions and achievements, it helps them to see that the challenges you face and what you've done to achieve those challenges. It's hard to start a sentence with transformed, increased, or achieved without following it up with something specific, measurable, specific, and relevant. I have a link below, 170 action verbs that you can use, and that link will help you see all of these and how effective they are in using them in your resume. Not that you got to use all of them, but it gives you an idea of what's going to help you to make your resume sound better. And that's in the link below. So number 4, write a better resume with bullet points. So the number one thing that I hear from job seekers is how difficult it is for them to write about their accomplishments, what they've done over the years of the jobs that they've had or been part of. One of the best ways to do this is tell a story. Stories are something I've always talked about, and I think stories make it better. Not only do you memorize the story better, but if you can write in a story form, even on your resume, and just have bullet points for those stories, it's going to accomplish a lot, and it's going to show what you've done, your achievements. And then still we find that most people struggle with writing about themselves. So in order to write a story about yourself or to write about yourself, there's a way to do that. There's a formula to doing that, and I've talked about that in some of my other videos as well. And in fact, I talked about it in the last one, the CAR program, CAR, Challenge, Action, Results. It's very easy. You can even look it up on the internet and find out exactly what the CAR formula does and how to do it. So number 1, you start with an action verb that describes the steps you took that you came across in a challenge or a problem that came up. And again, don't forget about those 170 action verbs in the link below. That's going to help you a lot to accomplish that. Number 2, describe the challenge you faced in industrial language, the terms that they use for that specific field you're in, so that you can tell them exactly what happened and how it happened. Think professional, technical, and academic hard skills. Those are what you need to do to describe this particular challenge. Number 3, talk about the quantifiable, measurable results that you were, or the actions you took to resolve the problem that you faced. So if you struggle with finding quantifiable data that you can use, try to contrast your past and present performance, or maybe even use some industrial standards that you know personally of how one thing has gone from bad to worse and gotten better, and how it's been repaired or resolved. So ask yourself questions like how much, how many, when, before and after, to what end. These questions will give you quantifiable data that you can work with. These questions will help you discover the data you may be looking for. Let's go to number 5. Give the reader context. Provide the reader or the interviewer that is reading your resume with information that is going to give them background information to help them understand and appreciate your accomplishment. It simply makes your achievements more impressive. You could say that you increased annual revenues by 23%, but when you give the situation context, you could say something like increased the company's revenue 32% in spite of the 2020 downturn. Now the reader can understand the impact and the depth of the accomplishment and how truly impactful it was. It's also a good idea to let them know if you were hired for a specific role and to accomplish certain tasks in that particular company you were with. Perhaps you were hired to try to upbuild or increase sales because they were declining, or you were there to improve company culture or revamp the operational process. Add meaning and impact to your resume by sharing the context of that situation that existed when you were brought on board for those. All right, that's it for this part. We're going to go right into the next one. We'll talk to you soon.